My mom loved her other family so much she neglected me my entire life. So I did her a favor and abandoned her. I was born when my mom was 17 and when my dad was 19. My dad has been in prison the majority of my life for non-violent drug charges. My mom got married when I was 10 to my stepdad. Just to clarify, my mom and dad were never married, they dated each other and eventually hooked up and had me. My problems with my mom started when she got pregnant with my sister, and then after she had my sister she got pregnant again and had my brother, and I became like a ghost. She hardly paid attention to me. She neglected me emotionally, and I felt like I was unwanted in her life. I didn't matter anymore. As I grew up, I continued to try to get her to talk to me, but she was always busy. With my brother and sister, every family activity they did together, she always excluded me. It was always my stepdad and mom and my siblings except for me. Like I wasn't part of the family. This is how I came to my conclusion that my mom hates me or she dislikes me. As I mentioned before, I have two younger siblings aged 4 and 9. One day, my mom comes into my room, she's all dressed up and racing around, and I ask if she's going somewhere. She tells me no, and I go back to playing on my computer. No later than 15 minutes, I hear the garage door go up, so I race downstairs thinking, what the heck? Sure enough, my mom, stepdad, and my sister and brother are all dressed up and in the truck, and I'm standing outside, feeling really uncomfortable. The look she gave me as she jumped into the truck made me feel like I was interrupting her. There wasn't any "oh yeah, sorry," it was just a look of absolute disgust. I don't cry very easily, but something about the whole thing really got to me, and I went back inside and cried a bit but then got over it. Wasn't the first time. She texts me 10 minutes later telling me they're just going to the park. I don't respond because I would have just worked myself up again. Fast forward, they get home, I was eating dinner, and my 9-year-old sister rushes in after my mom super excited to tell me about everything they had done. They hadn't gone to the park. My mom had lied to me, saying they went to the park when they'd actually gone to Dave & Buster's. They also went to get milkshakes, and went shopping. I was visibly crushed by it, and my little sister noticed I had gotten upset. I could tell my mom was about to start making excuses and making the circumstances my fault, so to keep my little sister and brother from seeing that, I excused myself to my room quietly. It super sucks. I've been trying so hard to be a good son despite the selfishness of my mother and her chaotically selfish ways have on me, but once I realized that shit isn't normal, I started questioning our relationship. That we once said I didn't see any safe way out without ending up on the streets broke, so I joined the army. It was spur of the moment, and she still doesn't know. I can handle it, and it's the first decision I've actually made on my own. I cannot tell you how excited I am for BCT soon. Not much has happened, I've been busy moving my stuff out. You guys told me not to say anything to her about me living, but I find it really hard to do because my sister is outspoken. Everything she hears and sees she tells, so I decided to tell my sister I'll be living for a job that I was offered. I'm going to tell my mom the same thing if she asks. My mom didn't see me moving my stuff out, but she did notice some of my things missing and asked about them. I told her I sold some of my things to make some quick cash. I just got a little bit left to move out and I'll be done moving my things. Just in case y'all were wondering where I left my stuff, I asked a friend if I can leave my stuff at her house. She said yes. Some of you are probably wondering when I'm leaving for the army. It's on the 23rd this Friday. Some of you also ask why the army and not the Navy or Marines or Air Force. My friend who let me leave my things at her house has a grandpa who was in the army, and he convinced me to join the army. But if things don't work out for myself in the army, I'm going to join the Navy or Air Force or Marines.